What do people usually talk about?
Don't worry too much about what people talk about. People talk about what they're interested in, right? So that's presumably different from what you're interested in.
What am I interested in? I can talk about like my schooling.
Go for it.
So I'm taking forensic science and criminology.
Okay.
So basically I love crime and all that stuff.
Right.
So then I was in a strictly forensic program for the first 2 years, and I switched because I didn't love the science as much as I loved the criminology part of it.
Interesting.
But now I'm like really into like a bunch of like crime shows and...
So that didn't get you in initially. You weren't watching Criminal Minds before you decided to become a forensic scientist.
Not really. Like I...
No CSI Miami. Or...
No, none of that before. I was just interested in, I don't know, I just felt like the jobs looked cool. Like going to crime scenes and stuff like that. So then it took me, 2 years to realize that I did not like the science part of it as much. Okay. It was all chemistry and bio.
Okay.
And then I, ended up just switching into criminology. So I could focus more on like the actual crime stuff.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I actually like, way back in the day, I wanted to get into forensic science.
Oh, really?
And I actually ended up just going to chemistry instead.
So, oh, really?
Yeah, so it's quite the opposite route. But anyway, tell me more.
Well, my favorite part of it for sure is the my program is like the hands-on stuff. So
chemistry.
no. Like the U has a really good program for it. They have like mock
scenes?
mock, and they have like mock condos and mock apartments, buildings kind of thing where they set up like crime scenes and stuff like that. So it's really cool to be able to like actually get like a hands-on kind of deal for it, rather than like sitting in a classroom and like looking at PowerPoints about it. Like you actually get to do it and figure out what you like about it.
Well, what about now? Is it like online buildings or what's good? Or...
Yeah, now it sucks. So I've been trying to push my like my in-class, like the classes that I think would be fun in person.
So you can choose. I see.
Yeah. Okay. So right now, like my schedule's all messed up. I'm taking some like 4th year classes that I'm like okay with. I'm in 3rd year right now. Okay. And I'm taking some 4th year classes that I thought would be fun to take like just online. Like I don't really need to be there in person.
Right.
And now I'm taking some 2nd year classes that are in person that I wasn't able to take last year.
So did you dodge them like purposely or?
Yeah. So that I'd be able to, when the FU started to gradually reopen, I'd be able to just get into like my the in-person classes that I wanted to.
Right.
And then I worked at my local police station in the past summer, so I got to like really see like what they actually do, like the office work part of it, and like what they actually do, like when they go out and patrol and stuff like that, which I think helped a lot.
So did you see any like murders or anything? Or...
Well, I didn't actually get to go out. I was kind of more like working in the office and stuff like that. Like I was just a summer student, yeah.
Okay.
But everyone that works there was like super good. They knew that like this is what I was going into, and they wanted to expose me to as much as they could.
And they did that through paperwork.
Well, I was able to like follow some people around. Like I was able to go sit like with some of the detectives and talk to them about like what they did. I was able to go out for like a little ride along.
Okay.
With one of the officers.
In the back, right?
No, I actually was in the front. We went and just like did a couple like she was like the community patrol officer.
Okay.
So we just we went around and I spent the day with her. Yeah, and she just showed me like people that she knows in the community because I'm from a really small town.
Okay.
So it was really interesting to see like all the different parts of it. Cause, like you think like when you go to a police station it's just cops. It's not. There's so much more to it. It's so interesting. Like there's just like detectives. There's different.
Aren't detectives cops?
They are, but like I feel like, well, this is just me. Before I started there, I thought cops were cops. I thought they were the people that just drove around in cars.
Right.
Like I thought that's what was it. Like the detectives, they are cops, but they work in the office until they have to get called out.
Right.
There's a lot of paperwork, and then there's like a lot of like tech crime, like lots of stuff like on the internet, which is getting bigger and bigger.
Okay.
So that was really interesting. What else? Yeah, even like the community patrol officer that I went around with, she doesn't necessarily go to calls, and like she doesn't really respond to the 911 calls, but she more is just there to have like a positive police presence in the community and just like form relationships.
There's no like weapons training or anything in your program, right? But no. Did you do any of that like when you were interning or whatever? Or no?
No, I wasn't. So I'm just thinking, like, I'm trying to plan out my future a little bit. So it does seem that I would have to go to police college and be a cop before I get into exactly where I want to go.
What if you didn't? What happens then?
If I didn't get into police college?
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's weird,
I don't
right?
know. Like, it all depends.
I would think if you had like a forensics background, like in chemistry specifically, maybe you would need that, but
Yeah, so that way you could get into the lab.
yeah.
So I toured that. There's actually 2 Center for the Sciences in Ontario.
But you're not even into that, right? So
Not really. But I figured out that one of them is in my hometown, which I did not know before.
Right.
It's really embarrassing. But yeah, I didn't realize how big and how many like different positions there are, and like it's not just like, oh, you can be a forensic scientist, but there's a million things you can do.
right.
Yeah, so it's really interesting to just
As
learn.
long as you get into cop college.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. I'll plug in some videos of people who are in cop college here on my channel. Because, you know, we're not gonna say anything bad about cops while you're here.
No.
I'll wait till you're out of the car. Alright. Is this you here?
Yes.
Alright. Well, thanks for doing the thing.
Yeah, thank you.
Best of luck. Hopefully you catch some bad guys. Alright?